So life has been lifing, and these days I just get exhausted, and I honestly think I need a break. But anyways, um, I was actually going to do. I was going to talk about something else today, but this week has just felt different. Right, like even in the middle of all the exhaustion and tiredness, my heart is just um overflowing with so much gratitude, and I don't think it's tied to one big thing. I'm just looking around, and I think I have so much to be thankful for. So at the beginning of the year, I registered for an accounting certificate course. I think I mentioned something in this line in my one of my recent videos where I tried to pivot to another career field, but that just didn't pan out. So this wasn't anything random. It was just one of the plan Bs. The pivot I was hoping to make wasn't moving the way I thought it would, and I didn't just want to you know sit and wait, right? So I decided to basically build where I am, and what I currently do is within the accounting field. So yeah, this is just me building on that, so I can keep moving even if it looks different from what I'd originally planned. So, anyways, at the start of the course, everything felt like gibberish, right? I don't have an accounting background, and I almost talked myself out of it, especially because I was juggling lots of things at the same time. But it turned out to be manageable, and I wrote my final exams just a few days ago, and it turned out good. It was amazing. The results were really good, and I'm just so proud of myself. And I just remember sitting with that for a second because um, I think I'd already decided the way I'd already decided what that experience was going to feel like, right, before I even started. And it turned out differently in a good way. And I'm just thankful that I didn't pull the plug, right? And this time I didn't also rush past the feeling the way I would normally do. I got in the fields, and I just reflect, and I just noticed that it was just good. And this week also I had the chance to go to my daughter's school. They were having like career day, and they needed some parent volunteers to come talk to the class about what they do. So I had the opportunity to talk to first graders about what I do. And if you think about it, it's actually funny because how do you explain taxes to 6 year olds? Yeah, so I have to simplify everything, break it all down, and so just watching them try to understand what I was saying and just ask questions and just be genuinely curious about something that I do every day. It just felt different. The questions they asked, very smart kids. One of the kids asked how my job helps the community. I think another one asked me what income was, right? And it was just interesting, 6 year olds, and I was just genuinely very impressed. Um, I think sometimes when you're in something every day, it just becomes normal, right? You just stop seeing it from the outside. But in that moment, I did, and it reminded me that what I actually do means something, and it matters. And then on top of all of that, I'm in the middle of planning my daughter's birthday. Nothing big, just something very small and special for her. But then it hits me that this week she's turning 7. 7, the whole 7. I have a 7-year-old, and I don't know how to explain what that does to me. It's definitely not sadness. I think it's just overwhelming gratitude. Like, thank you, God. Thank you so much. Thank you for her. Thank you for getting us here. And I just think of all these things in different ways, and it just made me realize that I might not be giving myself enough credit. And um, I'm just learning to celebrate the small wins, because I think by default, um, I'm not, I'm just not, great at fully acknowledging when things are going really well, right? I move on too quickly onto the next one. I don't really pause to, just take it in, and I don't think I do it intentionally. It's just been a pattern, right? But this week felt like a small interruption to that habit. I felt myself, just pausing and acknowledging the things that are actually going well. And I think I want to do more of that. I think I want to try to focus on good things that are going well instead of only paying attention to what's not working or what I'm, still trying to figure out. Um, I just want to be more intentional about it, more intentional about noticing what is working, even if it's very simple, even if it's nothing loud, right? Um, yeah, it's just a new habit that I'm trying to build, and that's really it. Nothing big, just something I noticed this week and I wanted to share. Anyways, thank you for listening.